Okay. Hi. Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon from wherever you're joining us from. My name is Esosa Utsu, Content Associate at Tech for Dev, and we're glad to have you here. We know everybody has been asking when is next boot camp, when is next boot camp. Now it's here. Please, before we begin the session, you can share the link to the YouTube live to your friends, any lady on the timeline. Hi, everybody. I apologize for that. So, like I was saying, you can share the YouTube live link to your friends, any lady that be willing to say, "Oh, I want to transition into tech." This is your opportunity. The bootcamp, the Women Texas Bootcamp is now, and we need most of you to join the live, share with your contacts. Don't hoard this opportunity because everyone have been saying, "Oh, I want to transition into tech for the year end." Ladies and gentlemen, we're already in the Ember months. So please share the live link to your fellows, to all your friends and ladies, women across the globe, and just make them know that Women Texas Bootcamp 4.1 is about to kick off, and that's why this info session is going to be about. So with me on the call, I have Olabisi Etuk. She is the head of programs for Women Texters, and she'll be taking us basically on everything that you need to know about the boot camp for this year. And there are a lot of interesting things that are going to happen during this boot camp. So if you get in, trust me, I'm already excited for you in advance. But yeah, she's going to be taking everything that you need to know about Women Textiles Boot Camp. She's going to give a breakdown. We'll also give an opportunity for people to ask questions as to what you need or how to apply or how to go about the application. So yeah, over to you, Olabisi.
Thank you so much, Esosa, for that amazing welcome. And good afternoon, good morning, good evening to everyone currently on the call, wherever you're joining us from. As rightly introduced, my name is Olabisi Etuk, and it's an honor to be on this call with you, just walking you through what the bootcamp is all about. So for those that have been following our social media and for quite a while now, you would understand that under the Women Techsters programs, we have different initiatives, we have different programs ranging from the advocacy part of it and also the digital scaling. For the Women Techsters, we have 5 programs. Like I said, we have the Tech Girls Drive, we have the Open Day, which is under the advocacy, and under the digital scaling, we have the bootcamp, we have the fellowship, and of course, the masterclass. For those that applied for the fellowship earlier this year, they're currently in their second week of the training program. And I know a whole lot of us that did not get into the fellowship and we have been looking to transition into tech. This is a very huge opportunity. You can jumpstart your career with the bootcamp. So the Women Techsters Bootcamp is a program under the Women Techsters at Tech for Dev. And what we aim to do is we aim to bridge the digital technology knowledge between men and women across 30 African countries. So if you're joining us within the 30 African countries, as I get into what the Women Techsters is all about, African countries that we're currently in. Women Techsters Bootcamp is a 3 weeks program. Sorry, I was muted. Can you all hear me? Yes. Technology skills are learning tracks from cybersecurity to development. And this is just to help you jumpstart your career and also fill in technology knowledge gaps from emerging technologies. For the past 3 years, actually, we have had 5 learning tracks. So for this particular cohort, we are going to be expanding into 6 learning track. And the new learning track is technical project management. So previous years, we've had just 5 learning tracks: cybersecurity, data analysis, product design, product management, and software development. But for this particular cohort, we are going to be expanding into technical project management. And I'm going to explain very, very quickly what the difference is between product management project, technical project. Apologies for the network glitch. I hope you all can hear me. So I mentioned that for this particular cohort, we'll be expanding the learning tracks. So from 6 learning track, from 5 learning tracks, sorry, we are going to be having 6 learning track: cybersecurity, data analysis, product design, product management, technical projects management, software development. One of the things that I advise is before you pick a learning track, it's going to be helpful if you also do a quick research about the learning track, except you are already upskilling in that particular learning track and you're sure. Remember, the Women Techsters Bootcamp is supposed to help you as an introductory learning to help you jumpstart your career. So you need to know that this is the learning track that you want, which is why we came about a career quiz. If you're following us on social media, you would have seen the banner for the career quiz. So what the career quiz is going to help you, what the career quiz is essentially going to do is it would help you make an informed decision. Let's say, for instance, you're thinking, I want to take I want to be a cybersecurity analyst, and you are not very sure. What the career quiz is going to do is it will help you understand what your niche exactly is. So we would encourage you, please use the career quiz link for you to be able to know what you want. Maybe you want to become a product designer, you want to become a project manager, or you want to become a product manager. Very, very important. Also, questions around what the duration of the bootcamp is. The bootcamp is a 3 weeks. The first 2 weeks is going to be for training delivery, and the third week, beneficiaries will get to practicalize all they have been taught. They would use it to deliver a capstone project. They get to work on a project for 1 week, and they would have a demo day. Very, very important. The 3 weeks, 2 weeks of training delivery, and the last week you would work on a project, and you would be having a demo day just so that you're able to pitch whatever solution that you've been able to work on throughout the period of the 2 weeks technical training. And the Women Techsters program is completely free. It is tuition free. So it's very important that you know that there is no cost attached to the bootcamp. It is tuition free. And the program holds virtually. Our training is instructor-led. It is not self-paced. It holds virtually across 30 African countries, countries from Nigeria, Ethiopia, Egypt, DR Congo, South Africa, Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, Algeria, South Sudan, Morocco, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Angola, Ghana, Mozambique, Madagascar, Sierra Leone, and so on and so forth. The online bootcamp offers the same comprehensive curriculum training program. So whatever country you're joining us from, and if you're not within the 30 African countries, which you would find in the application link once the link go live, even if you're not within that 30 African countries, you are also encouraged to apply. The goal for the Women Techsters is to be able to bridge the gender inequality in the tech ecosystem, and our vision is to reach the 53 African countries. So even if, so right now we are in 30 African countries, meaning we have 23, we have 23 more countries to go. So even if you're not within the 30 countries that you would find in the application form, we encourage you to still go ahead to apply. And the age range is between 16 to 40. If you are above that age also, please don't let that stop you from applying. And the structure of the bootcamp training is the structure is a project-based learning program. Participants of the Women Techsters are admitted into the program after successfully meeting set criteria. The application that would be going live next week is a 2 weeks application process. After the application process, the screening requirement includes demonstrating clear plans to utilize the skills gain. Part of what you are going to be taking when you click on the application link is a psychometric test, access to laptop or computer device. And when I say access, it means that you necessarily don't have to own the device, but you need to have access to a functional device, meaning that whether you own a device or you have someone that is around your sphere of contact that would allow you make use of that device, it is important that you have access to a device for the period of the 3 weeks training. And participants who make it through the application stage will now then, of course, undergo the 3 weeks training course that would conclude with a demo day where your project is going to be assessed by a panel of judges, consisting of professionals in the tech ecosystem. So it is very, very important that I think one of the major things outside of everything that I'm going to be mentioning is that our ability to be able to follow instructions. I cannot overemphasize on that. And over time, one of the things that we have noticed is people are always in a hurry to fill applications. You don't take your time to read. You don't take your time to read instructions. And when you're feeling, maybe for some of the people that are filling the application with their phone, there's this thing that we know, autocorrect. You might be feeling something and it is something else that autocorrect is feeling for you. So many a times for people that get into the program that would make it through the application stage, at the time when we're sending out the emails to them, it will keep bouncing because there is a point where we tell you, fill in your email address, double check, re-enter your email address. There's a reason why we're telling you to re-enter the email address, just so that for accuracy, if you make it through the application stage and we send you an email and it bounced, your application just that makes your application void. So your ability, outside of everything that I'm going to say here today, your ability to read instructions, and the psychometric test is also to be able to gauge your knowledge of the learning track that you say that you want to apply for. So it is very important that the before you pick your learning track, do a little bit of research on the learning track that you will be selecting. That psychometric test is going to be scored. So it's very important you reading instructions where you're required to fill in your name, ensure that you're putting in your name, you're not putting in your alias. The training is just for 3 weeks, so nobody is going to be going through your application one by one to be sure that, oh, this person filled in their name. You're not writing your surname in capital letter and your surname, your first name in capital letter and your last name in small letter. At the end of the training, when we are issuing you your certificates, we are not going to be, whatever you feel at the application stage essentially is what is going to appear in your certificates. So nobody is going to be changing for you at the end of the day. So it is very, very important that when you're filling your application, the same way you would fill a visa appointment, or when you want to apply for a visa application, the same diligence, the same thoroughness that you put into it is what we require you also to be able to put into this. So your name, the way your name appears in your official documents, that is the way your name should, the way you would want your name to appear in any formal document, that is what you should fill in. Your email address, please ensure that you're very thorough, you double check and you double check and you double check. Also in the assessment, make sure that you fill in the assessment that is included in the application form. Make sure that you fill it to the best of your understanding. I mentioned that the learning tracks, that for this new cohort, instead of 5 learning tracks, we are going to be having 6 learning tracks this time around: cybersecurity, data analysis, product design, product management, and software development. And we are including technical project management. Now, just giving a little bit difference between technical and project management. So for those that know what a product management is, the focus for product management is to define what to build and why. However, what to build, why. The responsibility of a product manager is understanding user need, defining product vision, prioritizing the futures, working with design and dev teams. While for technical project management, your key focus is to be able to oversee how it gets built and when. All of your responsibility would be around the planning, the scheduling, managing resources and the risks, coordinating technical team, and also ensuring timely delivery. You're going to be working closely for product managers. They're going to be working closely with customers, marketing, and business team. While for technical project manager, you're going to be working closely with engineer, the QA, the operational team. And for tools that you'll be using for product managers, for product management, the tools that you'll be using would be around product roadmap, user story, analytics tools. While for technical project managers, you'll be using tools like Gantt charts, project management software like Jira, Trello, Microsoft Project, and the likes. And in terms of ownership, for product managers, you're going to be owning the success of your products. While for technical project management, you would own the execution of your product. So I don't know if that is, so it's around, for product managers, the goal is around the products that you're building. But for technical project managers, yours is around the project execution of the projects that you are going to be working on. So it is very, very important that Adding technical project management just gives participants who are more organizational inclined and technically aware to a path that leads to them managing projects without needing to be product visionaries. And it helps you with those that enjoy planning, coordinating, and delivery in the tech ecosystem, unlike product managers that theirs is around product building. So I hope that sort of provide some sort of clarity. And I'm going to be moving on to the batches that are available for the bootcamp. The bootcamp is very flexible and accommodates school and work schedule. We run 2 batches. Batch A classes run from Monday to Friday, and the standard class duration is 4 hours, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time. All of our classes run on West African time. So I mentioned that we have batch A, classes run from Monday to Friday, standard classes 4 hours, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time, while batch B classes run from Thursday to Sunday. And your class duration also is 4 hours daily in the evening. So usually for some classes, the facilitator will run a poll to get the best suited time for class B. So you just need to apply for the batch that works with your schedule. For bootcamp, class is very flexible to accommodate your school and your work schedule because it's just for 3 weeks. And classes batch A and batch B. Batch A is Monday to Friday, while batch B is Thursday to Sunday, and your class is going to be in the evening. Program expectation, aside from the training, the Women Techsters offer alumni community opportunity that brings together a community of women in tech through programs, events, networking opportunities, online forum. And by fostering community and connection, we help women feel supported and encouraged as they pursue their tech career. And beneficiaries would also have the opportunity to participate in the Women Techsters Fellowship Program when the application comes out. Also, while you're in the training, you are also going to be taking part of soft skill training, where outside of the technical training that you will be a part of, there is also the part of the soft skill training, because we understand that outside of you getting technical training, you also need soft skill training to be able to thrive in the tech ecosystem. And for the skills that you need for the Women Techsters Bootcamp, you basically need 0 skills. And when I say 0 skills, you need to also be sure that you've done your due research, you know the learning track that you want to be a part of, not that you're coming into the program and after you've done maybe a day, you're telling us you want to switch. No. So before you get into the program, do your due research, read instructions. And while you're at the end of the program, you are going to be certified. You're going to be given certificates at the end of your program. And some of the program's requirements is you need at least 70% of your attendance. We take attendance very, very serious. The program, again, is instructor-led. It is not self-paced. It is do as I say. Your instructors is going to be in class. They're going to be teaching you. You have the opportunities to ask questions about any gray areas. So we take attendance very, very important. You need at least 70% attendance. Your weekly assessment, you're going to be taking part of weekly assessment. So you need your attendance, your assessment, and your project work to get certified. So you can be in the training and at the end of the day, you don't get certified if you don't meet up the program criteria. So for you to be certified at the end of the program, for you to meet up with the program criteria, you need at least 70% attendance, your weekly assessments, and of course, your project work to get certified. And how would you apply? The Women Techsters program, the call for application is going to run for a week. A post will be put up on our social media to ensure that you do that. As a matter of fact, the application is going to go live on Monday. Monday is the 15th of September. So the post is going to be up on the 15th. So you might want to turn off the notification on our social media and across all of our social media and so turn on the notification. The call for application is going to be going live on Monday. And it's going to run for 2 weeks. The screening process is going to be done afterwards, and all successful candidates will receive a congratulatory email. And after the congratulatory email is like the first step. After receiving the congratulatory email, you would also get an email that will redirect you to fill in a baseline survey, which would serve as you affirming your admission. So it is very, very important that immediately you receive the congratulatory email. That is the first step. The second step is you affirming your admission by filling in the baseline survey. The baseline survey is going to be open for 1 week. So you have the period to be able to accept the admission given. Failure to fill the baseline before the deadline would lead to automatic forfeit. You automatically will forfeit your admission. And I know I've been saying this, but I would need to overemphasize on the need to provide correct details when you're filling the application. You need to provide correct details. When filling the application, as well as the baseline survey, there is the need for quality checks to avoid errors, most especially your email address, because this is the only means of communication. So even after the completion of the form, before you click on submit, ensure that every single details is right. Your name, if you don't have middle name, just leave it blank. You don't need to write new, you don't need to write no, you don't need to write, just if you have the way you would have your name appear on a formal document. Like now, my name is Olabisi, sorry, Etuk, and when I'm filling in, I would write Olabisi as my first name, middle name, I would put Busayo, and my last name, I'm going to have Etuk. Then my email, I would fill it in. Also double check to be sure that I am filling the email. If you're using your phone to fill in your application, there's the possibility that while you're writing, because again, autocorrect might not, or if you have an English name, it's fine. But for those of us that have that we have indigenous name, autocorrect might just want to help you and switch your name. Olabisi can change to maybe autocorrect would just try to correct your name to what they feel is right. So that need for you to be able to do quality checks on ensure that before you click on submit, that every single detail that you submit is correct. Your email address is going to be the only form of communication. So if you have your email address wrong and let's say you make it through the last phase, will not be able to reach you. And running you through the tools that we'll be using for the training delivery. For the training delivery, we make use of the Microsoft Teams platform. That's the Microsoft Teams is a chat and collaborative platform where conversations, meeting, files and notes can be accessed by team members in one place. So we're going to be making use of the Microsoft Teams platform for your classes. You would have designated email address that you can always reach out to for inquiries. Maybe you have questions around your classes. You would also have access to your facilitator to be able to drop a message for them. You would also be able to have access to a community of women from 30 different African countries. So it is very, very important. And while the bootcamp, so I'm sure a whole lot of you is wondering, oh, what's special? Why the bootcamp? I could always apply for every other program. First, the bootcamp is instructor-led. It's not self-paced. So it gives you, it gives a certain level of seriousness to knowing that you're coming to class. The way a normal school is structured, that is the way the bootcamp is structured. You're coming to class every day, you're seeing your facilitator will teach. There is also where there's the Q&A where your facilitator will ask questions. On some days, your facilitator can just pick someone random and ask them to ask you to walk every other person through what has been taught for that day. The Women Techsters take learners from beginners to job-ready and experienced candidates. For those that has been following us on our social media, you would see testimonies of people that has gone through our program and they got internship in organizations. So bootcamp will take learners from beginners to job ready and experienced candidates. It takes you from also either job ready or it takes you to going to upskill, getting scholarship to advance your learning. It is best for young girls and women who want one-on-one and group supports. It's a structured training to smoothly transition you into the tech space. Aside the training, the program offer you alumni community opportunities that bring together a community of women in tech through our different programs, events. Also, you'd have access to some of the events that we run, networking opportunities and online forums. So outside of you learning technical skill, we understand that the tech ecosystem can be a lot. So we don't just leave you after learning. We still work with you every step of the way in the community. We would always share opportunities with you, programs that we know that would help you pursue the tech career that you're in, to help you in the tech pathways. So the beneficiaries would have opportunity to participate also in the fellowship program, that's the Women Techsters Fellowship Program, which is an advanced program after the boot camp. So I think that basically brings me to the end of what the Women Texas Fellowship is about. I know that we have questions and there are questions in the chat room. So I'm just going to hand over to Esosa so that she can run me through some of the questions, and I'll be here to take as many questions as we can before we call it a day.
Thank you very much, Lapsi. A lot of information. I'm sure a lot of people will be like, all of these things just apply. So I think one thing I'll be able to pick up from Olabisi is the fact that people are always making mistakes with their email address. So there are some times where even if you spelled it correctly, autocorrect can always take out one letter. And then when we're trying to send email, it's always bouncing back. And then we start getting DMs on all our social media platforms that, oh, I didn't get the mail or stuff like that. So but we need to be able to cross-check. Even when the application drops, most people are always in a hurry to apply. You don't even have to apply that day. You can pace yourself, know which learning track you want to take and stuff like that. So I think what we also want to add is there's going to be a career quiz. Basically, it's just going to help you determine, oh, what's the best career path for you. So a lot of people say, oh, I want to transition into tech, but most people are confused on which area or which career path in tech they actually want to transition to. So it's something that we started new. That's why I said this boot camp is actually, you people are lucky because other people did not have this opportunity. But we're going to post in the link later on our social media platform with the flyer. So it's just something that whatever you answer, it's just going to give you like a direction on what career path or what tech career path is the best for you. Okay, so I think I'm moving into questions. I already dropped. Please, if you have any questions in the chat on YouTube, I will try to answer or reply as much as possible. So I got a question from Precious Chijoke. She said, good day, Olabisi. Please, can someone without any prior knowledge in a particular learning track apply for bootcamp?
So yes, that's what the bootcamp is all about. It takes you from zero knowledge to so it takes you from point one to point two, from you not having the knowledge to you now getting into introductory knowledge in the learning track that you've selected. And I mentioned that for some people, they actually started in the bootcamp and now they are doing so well in the tech ecosystem. If you go on our social media, you see so many stories of people that went through the bootcamp, and from the bootcamp they got internship. From the bootcamp they got scholarship for MasterCard, for different scholarship programs to advance their learning. So yes, you don't have to, but then you need to come prepared. And one of the things that I always advise people that come into the bootcamp program is that while you are in the bootcamp, there's that point of view also taking that extra step. So at the beginning of the training, your facilitator is going to share the curriculum with you. You also being ahead, you know what the curriculum looks like, upskilling. Our facilitators are unpicked. They are the best of the best, and they're going to give you what they're going to train you on the learning track. There's that bit of you to also go in that extra miles to be able to upskill yourself. So don't just solely rely on this. It's a 3 weeks program. Again, we've had outliers of people that they would finish the program and they'll get internship program. Another thing is your ability to be able to tell your stories also. We actually have a very exceptional case of a lady that while she was in the program, she started journaling her journey of she got into the program. She posted about it. I just got admitted to do this boot camp, and daily, every day, the first day after the first class, oh, this is what I've learned, this is what I've been able to glean. And very importantly, when they got to work on the project's work, she posted about the solution, about the project that they did. And from there, one of our partner companies saw it, and they invited her for an internship position. And just like that, she got into the tech ecosystem. So yes, depending on how well you are able to maximize this training, some people will take this training and you won't see the reflection. So depending on how well you're able to maximize the training, so yes, you can.
Thank you very much, Olabisi, for that. I think Olabisi has been able to answer your question, Precious Shizuki, but if you still need more clarity, you can always still drop your questions in the chat. But I think she was really explanatory, and she even gave you backstory and testimonial so that you'll be able to relate. So Sandra Inedo asks, she said that she could not get into the cohort of the women Techsters. I want to believe she's referring to the fellowship. Well, Sandra, we apologize. That's why the boot camp is here. She said, when is the boot camp starting?
Okay, so the bootcamp is going to be held. That's the call for application is going to be held on the 15th. That's on Monday, on the 15th of September. So turn on your notification. The link is going to be posted across all of our social media platform. And we're waiting to have you in the program in Yedo. The fellowship is a very competitive one. Also, the bootcamp is very, very competitive. The only good thing with the bootcamp is it happens concurrently, unlike fellowship is once a year. The boot camp would always happen. We can have as much as 4 to 5 boot camps in a year, unlike the fellowship. So we would love to have you in the boot camp program. That's a step in the right direction. That you didn't get into the fellowship does not mean you can still upskill yourself.
Exactly. Thank you so much for that, Olabisi. So, someone asks, is the boot camp virtual or in person?
So
Olabisi already mentioned this earlier that the boot camp is virtual. Most of our programs are mostly virtual, and if they are not going to be virtual, we'll post that on all our social media platforms. But just be well assured that it's virtual. Amina Kopada said, is admission automatic for the Tech Staff Fellowship if one successfully attends the boot camp?
okay, so no admission is automatic. That you get into the bootcamp does not automatically guarantee you a slot in the fellowship, but it would kind of give you an edge. And when I say it gives you an edge, you're in the community. So you would be one of the first people to get to know if a fellowship application is going to be out. There would always be people that have gone through the fellowship, people that have gone through the fellowship, people that are currently in the fellowship that can hold sessions with you. That is why our community is for, our community is a community of amazing women that would always, they won't gatekeep. They will share resources with you. They will share what helped with you. So you being in the bootcamp does not automatically guarantee you. It only gives you an edge, an in-house edge, if you know what I mean. So.
Emphasis on in-house edge, but it does not give you full edge. So don't rely on that, please, oh, Amina. Someone is asking, hi, what's the difference between the fellowship and the boot camp?
Okay, so like I said, the bootcamp, the fellowship happens once in a year. The fellowship is a 1 year training, 1 year intensive training, while the bootcamp is 3 weeks. Bootcamp happens every now and then. In a year, we can have as much as 5 to 6 bootcamp. But for fellowship is just once in a year and it's for 1 year, while fellowship bootcamp is 3 weeks, however intensive. So
Thank you very much, Lapsi. So I think I'm Precious. I'm not sure if this is a question, but she said, I'm a product designer and I want to transition to software engineering.
amazing, amazing. So that's actually this is a very good opportunity for you to explore. So you can take the software development track. This will just help you, and you already having a knowledge of how it works in the tech ecosystem is going to give you an edge actually. So I look forward to welcoming you to the bootcamp.
So I think what everyone should look forward to is when we probably start posting about like know your learning track so that a lot of people are not confused. So that's why we said after this call, we're posting a career quiz which you have to take. It will also give you a direction to the learning track that's best for you and your career path basically. But after that, we'll also be making a post for the know your learning track basically. So everyone, you're not confused and you know what each learning track brings to the table during this boot camp. I've sat. I'm not sure if this is a question or if you can rephrase, that would be nice. I'm seeing you said I'm cybersecurity when I started the program. But if you could highlight on that, that would be nice. But I think Olabisi has really touched on everything. So any other information about the boot camp, we are not going to keep we're going to post on social media platform. So that nobody will come and drag us and say all the information that didn't get to apply, we didn't provide it. So that's why this info session was made or was made to happen today because like Olabisi has earlier said, the application for the boot camp goes out on Monday. So guys, be prepared to actually go on this tech journey. Like I'll mention this again. Once the info session is over, the career quiz will be posted and the link to actually take through the career quiz. It's most likely it's for you basically, just for you to know the best career path for you, and just for you to give you direction on the particular learning track. Because there are people that will still want to transition from being a UX designer to being a front end. So basically, it's just a you thing and a direction for you. So I'm not seeing any other questions. I want to believe that everything Olabisi said was self-explanatory. And if you still have any questions, our social media platforms are well open for everyone. On Instagram, Tech for Dev. On Twitter, Tech for Dev also. LinkedIn, Tech for Dev. On Facebook, also Tech for Dev. So any other questions you have concerning the bootcamp, you can always reach out to us via our social media platforms if you could not ask the questions on the info session today. Perhaps do you have any other thing to tell them for
I
invitation?
think we about said everything. Just highlighting and touching on the fact that we need to be very thorough with our application, please. It's very, very important. That will just reduce when you see a post on, oh, congratulations, we just admitted a new set of bootcamp, bootstars, and you're wondering, oh, but I didn't get a mail, that I didn't get a mail. One of the things that would happen is you either providing an incorrect information or essentially you were not very thorough with your application or you did not miss the cutoff mark. So all the best, please.
Thank you so much. I also wish you all the best. I think I can see someone else asking, oh, if it's is it possible to join the bootcamp if I want to do data analytics? Success. No, sorry. Tolashe Makinde is asking, is it possible to join the bootcamp if I want to do data analytics?
Is it possible? I'm not sure I got your question correctly, but data analysis is part of the learning tracks that we are offering. So I mentioned that for this year, we are going to be having six learning tracks instead of five learning tracks. We are going to be having cybersecurity, data analysis, product design, product management, technical project management, and software development.
Great. Thank you so much for that clarification. Someone asked, after submitting the application, are we automatically
Well, no. So I believe this person is just joining us.
selected to
I
join?
mentioned that for the application, you have their processes to this application process. So first off is the call for application goes live, which would be on the 15th of September. After you apply for the application, it's going to be open for the period of 2 weeks. After which screening requirements is going to happen, where you in the application questions you would need to take some tests and share why you want us to select you for the bootcamp application. So all of this is going to be screened, and at the end of the day, should you meet the cutoff mark, you will then be admitted into the program for the 3 weeks training.
Thank you so much for that, Labisi. Winnie is asking, is the career quiz necessary for the application also?
Well, if you are very sure about the career paths that you want, then it's fine. But should you still be having doubts about the learning track that you want to choose, essentially what the career quiz is supposed to do for you is just to nudge you in the right direction. You're someone that is new to the tech ecosystem and you're thinking of, oh, which learning track should I select? Oh, I think I love colors. So for someone that loves colors, for someone that loves shapes, that loves design, you would most likely be tilted towards product design. For someone that loves planning, organization, for someone that loves executing projects, you most likely want to choose a technical project management. If it's around getting user creating a very good experience for user need products, then product management. And if you're someone that just loves designing interfaces, you love how things works in the back end, then you most likely just do software development. And for those that love numbers, you love visualizing numbers and all of that, then data analysis. And for people that are just always all about, oh, I want to protect internet safety, I want to learn how to ethical hacking, then cybersecurity, emphasis on ethical hacking. That would be cybersecurity. So what the career quiz is just essentially supposed to do for you is help you make an informed decision in a nutshell.
Thank you very much for that explanation, Olabisi. So Alima is asking, how long will the boot camp be for?
So the boot camp is for 3 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks. Yes.
Alima is also asking, how many hours will the boot camp be for in a week? Is it weekdays or weekend? I'm a student and I would like to know if I can participate.
Okay, thank you very much, Esusa. So the boot camp is very flexible and it accommodates your school and your work schedule. And we run 2 batches. Class A runs from Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time. Batch B runs from Thursday to Sunday. Class duration is also 4 hours in the evening. So emphasis on class A and B. For class A, your classes run from Monday to Friday. Your classes are standard. It is not flexible the way classes for batch B is. For Monday to Friday, your class is 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time. Standard time, you cannot change it. While for class B, runs from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and your classes run in the evening. For Thursday and Friday, your classes will run in the evening. For Saturday, your class is going to be in the morning because it's weekend. And for Sunday, because of religious programs, your classes is going to be in the afternoon from 2 p.m. most likely. But for batch B, some of your facilitator will run a poll to get the best suited time. So for class B, your classes is in the evening aside the weekends, while for batch A, Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time. So I think it doesn't get any flexible than that.
Thank you very much, Olabisi. I think we'll be able to respond to everyone's questions. Like I said, if there are any more questions, we'll try as much as possible to respond to everyone in via our social media platforms. If you have questions, please reach out to us. And also, concerning the learning tracks, when we're posting the applications, we'll make sure the learning tracks are stated in the flyer or on the flyer or the application flyer so that everyone has clarity on what exactly they would like to apply for. Thank you very much for your time today, for joining us wherever you're joining us from today. And we hope that you've been able to understand what the Bootcamp 4.1 is. So prepare yourself. Application kicks off on Monday. So prepare yourself. And once we drop the career quiz, you can also take the career quiz so you can able to learn. Because most of all these questions about learning tracks and stuff like that, it's really easy for you to answer them once you take the career quiz. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining this beautiful session. Do enjoy the rest of your day, and we hope to see you application. Bye.